history, we know that some things must change, but there's nothing new under the sun. Join us as we discuss the current landscape of politics, religion, and culture with your hosts, Jesse, Courtney, and Jay Kelly through the lenses of millennials. Welcome to Millennial Mondays.
Oh Lord, we're back again. We're back again.
Happy Monday.
Happy Mondays.
I really like this intro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I really do.
Yeah, honey, the new one.
Yes.
I want to re-record the vocals though, because it was giving. Well, first of all, it's been flagging me for like copyright and stuff because of the
Really?
background music. Yeah, so
Oh,
I gotta redo all of that. But yeah, I was like, okay, this little one too. I just threw a whole bunch of clips together and woo. Hey y'all. Well, we've been MIA. We've been missing in action. Listen, it's been what, 3 weeks?
two. Seem like
No, we missed 2 weeks, so it's been three since the last time we've been on.
okay.
Welcome to Millennial Mondays. Here I am your host, Jesse Online, Jesse J. Blige, and I'm here with the illustrious honey, Miss Courtney Phillips. Everybody give it up for Courtney.
Hi.
Miss Coco.
Monday. Good evening, everybody. I don't know why I'm doing this shimmy. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know why I'm
You know,
shimmy.
I love a good shimmy. You know, a little 2000 shimmy, a little Tony Braxton.
What?
I love a good shimmy, and I'm like, we need to bring back, black women from the 2000s. I like that era.
Please.
Black women used to diva. I miss her. Why y'all don't be calling each other divas no more? I miss
Jack,
her.
because we too busy calling each other bees.
Listen, I want y'all need to bring
Not me
back divas.
though.
Hey,
Deal,
Miss
right?
Leah is in the house. Yes, Lord. And if y'all in the chat, make sure y'all stop by and say hey to us. We ain't doing nothing but talking about all the messes going on in the world, honey, because it's a lot of mess going on. But before we get deep into the things, first of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. To Courtney, how was your Mother's Day? What did you do, honey?
Oh, so first of all, the weekend was lit. My cousin graduated from nursing school, so shout out to her, my little cousin. I'm so
Right.
proud of her. So we had a dinner for her, and then that evening was electrifying to say the least. Um, Enjoyed some great company. And then Sunday, of course, the culmination was church, and then coming home and just relaxing and eating dinner with my mom and my girls. So it was cool. Had a great week.
Oh, okay. Did they get you anything nice?
Um, no, because I told them not to. Well, my oldest daughter, she got me a fragrance, and then I told my youngest, I'm like, don't worry about it. I don't know why I'm like that. I'm like, you're the gift. Don't worry about it. I don't want them. They young. I don't want them to feel any pressure.
Okay. So, um, they got you the fragrance of this house. Is that what they got you?
Yeah, the fragrance of the house.
The fragrance.
That's so funny. But you know what though? Can I be honest here for a split second?
What's good?
I would have made for a decent Jehovah's Witness because I'm not a huge holiday person,
You know what, Courtney? Yes.
except for
I,
my birthday. Don't play with me.
no. And y'all know my birthday is on 2/14.
I can
So
only imagine.
yeah, I know, and I explain this to everybody. I don't like my birthday. I don't really celebrate my birthday. It's always too much going on. Usually, it's it's cold here in Michigan, and it's
It's so cold
expensive
here.
if you if you leave, it's expensive, and it's just always a lot going on. The restaurants are always packed, so I don't really celebrate my birthday. Even I could go to be a Jehovah's Witness, or
I mean,
well, the Israelites don't celebrate either.
I couldn't be no Israelite. I really couldn't be a Jehovah's Witness. I'm just saying, just for the sake of the holidays, I could go without celebrating the holidays and be okay, minus my birthday. I
Yeah,
need to celebrate that.
yeah. And
Hmm.
speaking of Jehovah Witness, you heard about Janet Jackson?
What?
You ain't heard about Janet Jackson?
No.
Child, hold on. I forgot all about this. Um, Lord have mercy. Y'all know this is the week Janet Jackson is turning 60 years old, mind you. But
Hold on.
yeah,
Shout out, while you pulling that up, shout out to everybody in the chat, but specifically Dina Moten said, I'm normally in the bushes, but hey y'all, missed y'all. Hey Dina.
hey Dina. I thank anybody that stepped out on faith to come in this mess. No, I'm just
Yeah.
playing.
That is huge. But hey to everyone. Hey Mark. Hey Londa. Hey Nicole. Hey, who else am I missing? And Leah, we said hey to Leah. Hey everybody. But
Hey
thank you for
everybody.
stepping out of the bushes to speak to us. We greatly appreciate that.
Yes, I definitely appreciate that. And before I pull up this story here, if it want to come up, I be acting illiterate sometimes. Um, what was I gonna say?
For the record, she
Mhm.
grew up Jehovah's Witness. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's why I was gonna bring up because I
Okay.
was thinking about Jehovah's Witness and Janet Jackson. Everybody was watching the movie. Okay, first of all, I've been gone. The reason why we ain't been on in a couple weeks is because I had final projects due. I had finals last week.
Mm.
So everything going on in the world, I was like, honey, it's just gonna have to wait because I got
Hmm.
stuff going on in my, day to day.
Right.
So that's why we haven't been on in a couple weeks, unfortunately. So, life be life, and but while that was going on, I was doing my reels, and my reels have been really breaking off. So, like, I've jumped up to 950 subscribers. It was taking forever. I don't,
Ooh.
So I'm 50 subscribers away from 1,000. So y'all make sure y'all, push me, share my reel out there. And that'll help me out. We actually gonna talk about the Jackson family a little bit since they've been in popular culture again lately. So but yeah, for first of all, this week Janet Jackson turned 60 years old. She looks amazing.
Oh, are you
We She
serious?
turned 60 years old. Penny
God,
from Good Times turned 60. You know that mean we getting old, y'all.
she looks so good.
Yes. So, but the reason why I had thought about something, I had saw this article. She engaged to Farrakhan's son, allegedly. It ain't been proven, but
I like that.
allegedly.
I like it.
You ever saw Farrakhan's
He's already
son?
Muslim. Oh,
Who?
have I seen him? Can you pull him up, please? I
Yeah,
feel like I have.
I'm not gonna disrespect the man of Allah, the man of God, the man of Allah.
I know, I got
Yeah,
it.
I'm not gonna disrespect him, but he ain't nothing to look
Oh, I
over.
been say, is that
Now, no, no,
oh,
no,
I'm
no.
about to say.
Now that was his son. Um,
That's his son right there in the background.
well, yeah,
His dad, and then it's him.
this is Farrakhan's son that
Okay,
Janet
okay.
Jackson allegedly is married or engaged to right now.
I'm
Um,
okay with that.
Wait, why ain't it coming up on this side? I want to see him. I don't want to see all this other stuff. I want to see this man.
Are you able to pull up the full picture?
I'm acting like William McCray tonight, ain't I? You know,
I wouldn't say that.
it's giving William McCray, y'all. Um, let me
Okay.
see. I'm just gonna pull up
Let me
a
just
good picture of him because
that
all this.
but from what I seen, like I'm okay with it. I think he's a stand-up man, and yeah,
Yeah, that's the son
yeah,
back there. Yeah, go off, Janet.
go off.
Now I wonder if she gonna be able to put him in control.
He already in control. Control. Mm.
I don't know about all that. I know James Hall, honey. I know the God is in control. God is
He
in
is
control.
definitely in control. She is definitely submitted to that.
She found
Janet,
herself.
come on.
She found her love. But I want to know why did all of the Jacksons? Because I know Janet was already kind of Muslim going on.
From the guy overseas. That's how she
Uh-huh.
wound up being Muslim. So now she's with the Nation of Islam. There's two different things there.
But still, but then we had also I think Jermaine and Randy had both went Muslim, if I'm not mistaken. I know they went with
Okay.
that woman and they fell out behind her.
Mm-hmm.
When
I don't know about all
about
that.
that, I don't, once y'all start getting into the Reebies and the Latoyas and stuff, everything started getting sketchy. Even though I love Reebie and Latoya, but most people only know, the most. Did you go see the movie?
Yes. Oh my God. That Michael movie, I danced, I cried. It was everything. Michael was that guy. And I miss him immensely. And I hate that I never been to a Michael Jackson concert.
Oh, and see, by the time I was born, Michael didn't do no more concerts in the United States after 1995. I was born in
Hmm.
1994.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the last concert he did in the States actually was that one when he had came out and he did You Rock My World, and
Mhm.
Whitney came out looking like, toe up from the flow up, but we still love Whitney.
But you know what though? Even okay, let's say I could have gone to a Michael Jackson concert. I probably wouldn't have. It was always so many people. I can't stand going to something with a ton of people. So I probably would have.
My mom actually went to two of his shows.
Really?
She went to he had came to our hometown, Saginaw,
Mhm.
Michigan. He came when he was a little kid,
Oh,
Jackson
so she
5.
saw Little Jackson 5. Mm-mm. I
And
need
then she
right.
saw him again when Off the Wall came out. It was two
Mm-hmm.
times. Yeah.
Okay.
So she
Mhm.
saw him twice and then he didn't come back there no more. He said, y'all too small. So of a city. And
Really?
yeah, he ain't come back no more. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all go. I don't know why the algorithm has been tripping on these reels because I've been irritated. I'm like, y'all need to be talking about the stuff that actually matters. It's real. Why did they go down there? I want the
You
good
put
one.
down there no mothers.
This is annoying. I'm so sick of social media.
You said
Okay, there we go.
Jermaine Jackson showed up to Michael Jackson's biopic premiere looking like T.S. Madison, Little Kim, and a dead corpse. All
Okay,
how many views did you get on that one?
right now it's at 53,000 views.
That is crazy.
Talking about Jermaine Jackson, 53,000 views, and I'm like, where are these people coming from?
Everywhere.
And I'm like, I don't wanna be known as the Wendy Williams of Detroit.
Why not? Wendy was that girl.
She was, but I don't want to be known for that.
Okay.
Listen, let's get into the mess of why we usually be here. It's been so much going on. Let's just start off with these gas prices. Everybody in the chat, I know we from all over the country. Right now in Detroit, I saw one gas station was 4.89. That's the one that be overpriced. And then on the other streets, it was about I think 4.40 something. What's the gas prices down there in Houston?
About the same. I know it takes me about a little over $60 to fill my tank. We're almost at $70 to fill my tank. I use premium, and so premium has been anywhere from 489 to 499. Now, excuse me. So let's talk about California. I know their gas prices are through the roof.
Because on a regular day, California, when I was out there, it was like five, like between 4 and 5, and that was in
Okay, so they're used to that.
2021. Yeah, but like $6 on average. Marie said, well, I'm saying Marie,
It's Leah.
Leah. Good God, it's her
Oh, that's
name. Her name
six
be
ninety
tripping me
nine.
up. six
It's
ninety
Le
nine.
Marie. But wow, 6 9. But y'all, I feel like y'all gas prices been high since Jesus was a baby.
Londa is in Virginia, right?
No, Londa's in Georgia. She's in Atlanta.
I thought I
Five
knew
twenty
everybody.
nine.
It's been
I know that's premium. No, that sound like is that girl? Is that diesel?
No, because the diesel is like $6, and then all of this plays into. I've noticed even at the store this weekend, them prices are starting to go back up yet again because it takes diesel trucks to
Mhm,
get from A to B.
mhm.
I go to Dollar General. I've been going to Dollar General every Saturday for a long time, probably about 10 years or so.
Okay.
Because I love them coupons.
Mhm.
They got the
Mhm.
$5 off on Saturdays. We
Mhm.
all on a budget around here.
Yes.
So, I went there and I got like some toilet paper, some gum, a pack of gum, some soap, and that was the $25 right there.
Wow. But they're starting to sell food as well. So they have like produce and things of that nature there as well.
Child, I
I don't
can't.
know. I'll
mm,
just Londa said Jesse, Virginia. Really?
I don't know why I thought you. I don't know.
I don't know
I
why
don't
you
know.
brought Virginia,
I
but yeah.
thought, and I thought Southern Virginia to be exact.
My goodness.
Um, I don't know. Somebody is from Southern Virginia up in this chat. But maybe I think Londa may have been in Virginia one time, and I thought
That's
she was
probably
lived
what
down.
it was.
Yeah, okay, that's probably what it was.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, but yeah, no, but okay. Here's a conversation that I was thinking about with all these gas prices going up and everything. I go to work every day. I
Hmm.
physically to the office. Luckily,
Mm,
I only live 10 minutes away from my job, but I think
good.
about people that live even further than me. um how do they, and all these organizations, they want everybody to go back in the office 5 days a week.
Who? I'm
They
trying to
want
figure out. I'm trying to figure out why they didn't stay the course as it pertains to people working from home, because I feel like the companies would have saved more money by people working from home. Let me tell you something. I work from home. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. My boss is considering opening a firm here in Houston, and I'm looking at him like, I'm not
okay.
coming in. Okay. I'm not coming in. But I feel like, is this the president's fault? I ain't trying to blame him for everything, but didn't he do the forced work from home? Like everybody need to go back into the office.
um I don't think he's per se like, he hasn't, attacked that like he did DEI, but we know that that type of rhetoric and carrying on and making people come back into the office and things, that has, from what I've seen, has been more of a Republican or a conservative rhetoric and
Okay.
push for people to go back. When you check, all you gotta do sometimes, like, let's just be blunt. Oh, Mark was the one that said it was because of the orange man. The gas prices is because of the orange man, but that I haven't heard him say that,
But I thought I
any
heard him say
negative.
that with the federal workers.
Maybe with the federal workers, I know a lot of the nuances that came along with like COVID era 2020, Black Lives Matter, all of that type of nuance. It seemed like he's just trying to gut everything that happened in 2020. that benefited anybody. He's been
Cut it.
just trying to gut everything.
Okay.
Um, Londa says she thinks I remember him talking about it in the federal workforce, but I don't necessarily, because even Joe Biden has said something about returning to office.
I don't recall that, but
He
let
did.
me say that Leah said, I finna say Elon was speaking on Americans being lazy working from home. That's right.
Yeah.
I
Because
cannot.
if we be totally honest, white straight men are usually miserable. And
They don't want to work from home. They want to go into the office so that they can have their office wives, so that they can lead double lives. I didn't mean to
well,
go
not
down this
even
road, but
necessarily, not necessarily even that. I would say that
it's
they
part and parcel.
have they're just not interesting at all. Like they have no sort of power unless you're physically looking at them. Like they have
Mm.
no interest. Nobody thinks they're cute. Nobody like, oh, look at John, when you're in Target. No, nobody's looking at you. You're overlooked in everything in all aspects until you take your ass to that damn office. That's what I think it is. I think that they want control
So
and they
that's
want to
an
be.
alignment. Well, okay, that's part and parcel. So I think that's in a alignment with what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
No, it
But
is. It is. No, I was just adding on to your point more so.
but everyone is pretty much chiming in saying that he did mention it. So good. So I wasn't far off with saying that. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. I
So
just wasn't sure yet.
but
Mm-hmm.
I know as for me in my house, I I live in Houston, and I mean I live in the outskirts of Houston, but I always say Houston because I'm not going to name the city I live in, but that's the main city. Then of course you have your suburbs. So me driving into Houston every day, I'm telling you now, is not conducive for my life. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care how much money you offer me. Unless you allow me to be late every day, I cannot.
Yeah. I think people that are working from home right now, like as long as you stay at your company,
Hmm.
you're going to be okay. But if you decide to leave your company or leave your situation, whatever you got going on, more than likely will not be working from home, especially with the economy the way it is and the unemployment rates, especially with Black people the
I
way it
don't know.
is.
I see a lot of work from home jobs.
Do you?
A lot.
Are they actually hiring? Because they love posting them
Now
those
that's the part.
jobs.
That's the part. That part, probably not. So I'm hearing, I am to the flip side, I am hearing about a lot of hiring freezes. I am hearing about that. So, we
Oh
can't hear
shoot.
you.
Okay, I
Okay,
can
there
come
you are.
back. But y'all know honey, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I think this is gonna be my last semester, but because I think I'm gonna just take all 4 classes now. I'm like, I got 4 classes left. I'm gonna just do it all at the same time.
Knock
But
it out.
it's like with me, and I've kind of mentioned this before. It's like, I should kind of already have my like quote unquote um adult career or whatever you want to call it. And thank you,
What
Londa.
career?
Big boy career. Is that what they call it?
Okay.
Grown man career, whatever. I mean, even though I'm already like kind of in a grown man job,
You
but
are. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, but like I'm looking at the jobs that are posted in my degree field,
Okay.
and I'm like, shit, I'm already making that.
Really?
Yes, it's that bad. It's nothing out here. They've taken away a lot of pay for people, and I'm like, and then it's nothing like, I'm like, well, shit, I'm probably just gonna be at my job for a couple more years so they figure everything out. Or, I might end up on 6 Mile in Woodward over there by Marvin Winans church. Well, his little
Please.
playground that he got going on. Because if I gotta go out there and do what I gotta do to get what I need to get, It is
No,
what it
honey.
is.
Listen, so here's the thing. I think for you, because you're in the finance space, I don't think that it's a bad idea for you to slightly pivot into HR.
Yeah, yeah.
Slightly pivot into HR. You can still utilize your skills in there because there's some finance component there that will definitely be helpful. Um, I also think that HR and something else in tech, there's a
Okay.
way for you to get in that space utilizing your current skills.
Okay. And I'm not, 100% worried. I mean, there's a couple things I'm thinking about doing, but you just think about things. I think about people that's in less desirable situations than I am. It's like well, actually, let me see, because I already have experience, and then I'm gonna have the degree, so like
Mm.
I have a leg up on a lot of people, but
I'm gonna be
they.
honest with you about that
Hmm.
though, about this degree thing.
Hmm.
Truthfully, you may get a couple of dollars more, but it's the person with the experience
Hmm.
that they really desire. After I had gotten my degree, I had experienced that because I thought I was about to kick the door in, like, all right, I got my degree. What's up? I'm da 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 da. And they was like,
Hmm.
okay, where's your experience? Oh yeah. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not trying to be discouraging. I'm just saying that
well, no, you're being realistic, and I feel like that's a lot of the problem, and especially in 2026, a lot of people are delusional, and we're going to be gagging some of these church people tonight for being delusional and using fake positivity. But this is the realistic part of the equation. This is realistically what's going on
mhm,
outside. And, we're talking about the unemployment numbers. So for young Black workers, it has increased to 13.4%. Those fresh grads that don't have the experience.
mhm.
For all young workers, even the white ones, is 8.5%. People are leaving school with thousands and thousands of debt,
Yes,
and they have no real. No, oh, me too, already.
debt, student loan debt.
And you know what else? Well, okay, let me finish this real quick.
Mhm,
But it's 8.5% for all workers, white, Black, Asian, all of that,
mhm.
because there's no real job aspects out here. All this AI talk, and then they got rid of all the DEI, this, that, and the third, whatever have you. But girl, let's go back to what you was just talking about. I'm not paying no damn student loans, okay?
They gonna see to it.
Get it in, like Kaya said, get it in blood, whore. Get it in blood. Get it in blood. I'm not giving, I ain't got, I will go to school until 2094
Do
before
you
I
hear
pay a
me?
goddamn loan back. I ain't paying
2094.
shit.
Listen, I'm kind of in the throes of my master's, and that's one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and work towards my master's. I really would like to get my doctorate, but I am just a tad discouraged um, as it pertains to all this debt,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest
Mm-hmm.
with you, because after undergrad, you can't get a grant, you know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
have to
that's
take out loans. And so I'm just like you. To be honest with you, I don't desire to pay them back, but I know I'm going to have to because you're not about to garnish my wages,
mm-hmm.
and they will because I know people who they've done that to. So I try to stay in good standing with them.
Yeah, but that's why, I mean, and then I've even heard that, like, people would go on the payment plan system,
Mhm.
especially people that never got a degree.
They're
They would
trying
go
to
on.
do away with that.
Yes, like they were telling people, some of my coworkers that didn't get their bachelors, they can, might be associates or whatever,
Mhm.
but they didn't get their bachelors, and now they're saying, "Oh, we're not doing payment plans no more." It's a hot mess out here,
Hot
and
mess.
people really thought that this stuff was, girl. It's
Nicole
getting,
said married
girl. I'm working on it, honey.
rich.
You're looking at my close friends on Instagram.
I
Um,
Let me say this before we move on. I love the fact though that there are some couples that are helping each other to dissolve their student loan debts. Like they're preparing for marriage and they're like, hey, how much debt do you have? Okay, let's do this to work towards, dissolving your debt. And then, they're helping each other to get out of debt. I love that.
Leah said my student loan went from 6K to 11K. I'm like, how? I'm back in school because never. Interest is death. Um, let me put this back up here. Is
Hmm.
it because okay? Did you have like a promise of deferment maybe during the Biden era? Because I'm intrigued to see
It's
what's up with
interest.
that. Is
Your
it
your
really
loan
interest?
collects interest every single day. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat.
It does, but because I'm in finance, but nearly double. That's a little extreme, especially for a student loan. I'm
Was
intrigued
it
to.
was it a private loan? That's another
It
thing.
might have been, yeah.
Or
If
was
that's
it
the
federal?
case,
Hmm.
I'm intrigued, Leah, because I'm that's concerning. But and that's also been they've been talking about like the nurses and things of that nature. The nurses used to have loan forgiveness after 10 years or whatever.
Yep.
They said they're off the professional list. You gotta it's all
Nurses are off the
interest.
professional list.
Wow.
It's all
Huh?
interest. Yeah.
Hmm. You didn't hear about that? All the nurses
Mm.
mad and upset because they've taken them off the professional list of um
Pull up the professional
quali-
list because I don't think that's accurate. Because I think healthcare, technology, like those main fields were not taken off there. Nursing, ain't no way. Ain't no way.
hold on, real. Yeah, off the
Not
they
yet. I quit you. I used to have them, and I think they got bought out. I thought. I knew yet. Listen, my kids got that scholarship. Book tuition is ridiculous. Yes, yes, it is. Hey, Shardy Shark.
Hey Shady. But yeah, I just pulled it up
Nicole said, "Just
here.
right." Okay. Nurse?
Mm-mm-mm.
Like what?
Yeah, Trump is coming through. He giving everybody hell. It is attacking black people more than anything, but everybody catching hell because you be thinking about we don't talk about, especially in certain
Hey,
professions,
Katrina.
we have always that token white woman that's married to one of the MAGA members. Her husband usually is a MAGA man, and she's always coming in the office, eating her egg salad sandwich, that's stinking up the goddamn office all the time,
You know
spewing
what?
out all that bullshit. And then, now it's starting to attack your pockets. You done sat up there and you done put in 8 years of, doing nursing, and now you thinking you about to get your student loans taken off, and it's not giving, honey.
Dang.
So nursing no longer considered professional degree under new bill. Nursing has been excluded as a professional degree by the Trump administration as the Department of Education prepares to make massive cuts to providing student loans.
I am taken aback. That is crazy.
They not playing. They don't want to. And black women, have traditionally, kind of came up in the healthcare field. There's been kind of a safer place for black women to go. So they just went through there. They even said that this little, racist little 19-year-old kid had just went through there with AI. Anything that looked like it was black, minority, women, get up rid of all the grants. So
Wow.
these people really sat here and thought that this stuff was going to yep, the fields that black
That
folks
is
are massively
crazy.
in are coming yep against. Yep. So before we yeah, I'm gonna just mix it up real quick because I like I said, I'm sick
Hold on, one
of.
more thing before you move
Mhm.
on. Leah said, okay, so I started UOP. What is that? They applied all these loans, but Oh, University of Phoenix. They apply all these loans, but I was still having to pay out of pocket. University of Phoenix, I've been there before. They a little
I've always heard since
it's a private scam. Thank you. That's where I was getting at.
my mom didn't allow me to go to any private school because, well,
Rightfully so.
she highly advised not to, because I started to do that
Mm.
um because of their practices, because she had a similar situation. We have a school here that used to be real big back in the day called Baker College,
Mm-hmm.
and
I heard of them.
yeah, they used to be really, really big in the, between the 80s and the early 2000s, but
Mm-hmm.
they had all that trouble, and a lot of people got caught up in them student loans and carrying on. So she was like, "No, you gonna go to community college, and you gonna do it that way, and then you can come back, and do all the,
Yep.
whatever." So, because I didn't do that good in high school, whatever, but um, let me see here, but we gotta,
But Jesse, I'm sorry.
mhm,
Let me say this right quick, just to piggyback off of what you're saying. Old Clubhouse days. Okay. When they used to always be like, let me piggyback off of. Okay. So I started out at a JUCO. We call it
mhm,
junior college.
mhm.
Because I was decent. I was like, in high school, right? So the counselor recommended that I start out at JUCO, and I did, and was able to go to university from there. And I would recommend that to not all students, but most, so that they can get their feet wet, experiencing a more smaller situation than jumping straight into university. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just saying, like, the experiences are quite different. And the JUCO vibe is a little more, junior college is a little more it's a
Intimate.
great segue from high school
Mhm.
into that independent learning as it pertains to college, if that makes any sense. So that
Yeah,
wasn't a bad move at all.
yeah, it's more intimate. I mean, yeah, it all worked out, just fine, because, you know, um, a lot of people that I know that went off to the 4-year universities, they didn't finish, or they ended up getting degrees that they didn't want, and all that carrying on.
Yeah.
Shardy said he going to John
Come
Hopkins for
on,
that grad
Short. I ain't
school.
mad at you.
Yeah, no, oh yeah, because they trying to take your student loans out. I just said I'm not paying it. I'm not paying it. I'm gonna go to law school there. Send me something from our university. Everybody online. Talking about Jesse J. Blige going to Wayne State University, which I graduate from this year. Everybody know my business. Everybody know everything about me, but y'all don't know me. Okay. Oh, okay. Uh
St. John
huh.
said University of Phoenix will also make you retake classes, in my opinion, to get more cash out of you. I believe that.
Well, it's for private
Somebody
school.
did say school is a scam. I'm
Yeah.
a proponent of education, so I try not to say that out my mouth too much. But
Well, but how do you feel about this, Courtney? Especially with us both being millennials. How do you feel about them throwing that down our throats all our lives? Go to school, go to school, go to school, get a good job. Go to school, go to school, go to school, get a good job. I don't know why y'all online all the time, always trying to do all this and that. Y'all always telling all y'all business online, because that ain't nothing gonna ever come of that when you online telling all your business. How do you, but then we get to 2026 and the people online telling their business is making more than us two silly looking hoes that went to school and got
we'll
all these
see.
loans.
So here's the thing, though. We can't fault our parents, because at the time it was more conducive to get an education because the pay was there and the jobs were there. If you had a degree back then at that time, you made a way more than the person who did not have the education. But now the playing field is even for everybody. For everybody.
I wish I would have did like my first mind just got my associates, and just went online and started doing whatever and being crazy, I probably would have been rich by now.
But
But
but here's the thing. I'm a proponent of education. I do believe that we should, if we're not getting a trade, that we should educate ourselves in the fields that are the passion rather that we have, if that makes any sense. So like for instance, for me, it was communication, it's business. So I tried to go that direction so that at least I can flip my degree, if that makes any sense.
mhm. So how do the people feel? And then we're gonna move on. But
Mhm.
how do the people feel about? Because everybody always going off. Oh, go get a trade. Because Leah had mentioned about taking the trades out the inner city schools hurt us the worst. Which that's a layered conversation, Leah. Because I honestly know for myself, like you could go down there to the community college and go get you a trade. And I get sick of these niggas always running around here talking about all this we ain't got this and we ain't got that. And it's like, no, they been had them trades programs down there, but you gotta go down there and pass them tests.
That's number one. You got to go down there, pass the test. Number two, they don't want to weld, or they don't want to be a truck driver, or they don't want to be a phlebotomist, or they don't want to be a plumber. They, because of the internet now, because of social media now, it's more expedient for them to make fast money online. So now they want to do skits. So now they want to do Twitch. So, or now they want to attempt to go viral. And
Which is it's people out there that it's a place for that. It's
it's a
really a place
place
for
for that.
that. It's a place for certain people to
But
get that, but
but
not
just
everybody.
like but not everybody. That's the part. I don't mind it, but everybody can't go that direction. Just like basketball and football, when it was popular to I want to go to the NBA, I want to go to the NFL. The percentage is severely low for you to be able to do those things. So we have to think more practically. But I think social media has taken away the practicality of thinking now. So now they think that you have all of these gurus. So now you can scam your way into success or into money now. Because now I can get online and say that I'm anybody and that I have experience doing XYZ. You can pretty much lie on social media, and these gurus are getting paid because you're not vetting, you're not doing any of that, but you may have social proof because you showed somebody how to do this or how to do that. And so now you're making your coin.
And speaking of a
Thank God
scammer,
that he chose you in spite of you. Come on. I can't help I look this good. God did it. I can't help I'm blessed. God did it. Shake your neighbor and say, God did it, God did it, God did it. Y'all, it's grace. It's great. Once you understand the limitless love of God, the grace of God, I promise you, you will never judge anybody. I mean, because I'm telling you, I mean, God will use whoever. He don't check resumes. I was telling some. I said, I was telling somebody. I said, I I be I be want God to help me, and I mean this. I want to treat everybody the same. No, I'm serious about that. Most of us don't. We are respecter.
oh, he take all day to talk.
We have people that we have in our mind already deemed them as off
Wait, this ain't even the part I wanted to do.
of what I have. I say this is not arrogant. Hear me in the spirit. Please hear me in the spirit. They've not experienced nobody has ever talked about them publicly. And here it is, with all this said about me, and people still in the seats. I mean that humbly. That offends people. People are offended with you because you won't lead like they want you to.
And he also said that people mad that his church ain't shut down, child.
Now, let me tell you.
Shout out to Joy 105 with they messy.
So, he wasn't lying.
It was given right message or wrong messenger.
Thank you. That's the part I was trying to figure out how I was going to say that. Right message every time. Right message. We just have, I mean, not we, because I don't have an issue with him. But truthfully, and I believe I said this on someone's platform. I can't remember if it was Sean's or what. But I did say that people are mad because they do want him to fail. And every time they try to do something or not do something, because he does this to himself, but every time they try to, do all of these think pieces to get him down, he always elevates. He always wind up with more. The last scandal, that Vashti scandal, he wound up getting a whole other church in Atlanta. Like,
I think I hear what you're saying, right?
mm-hmm.
It's a lot of layers to this conversation, but first of all, let's start here. So I haven't been on since the actual verdict, right? Since his sentencing, I haven't been here, so I haven't really given my opinion on what's going on. But I have noticed, people do, different lives, different videos. I've watched in or whatever. My thing is, I think a lot of people are mad and upset because you are right. People, he wasn't lying about that. People are mad and upset because it's like, how dare you? We're going through economic collapse in the Black community right now. And it's like, how dare you get up? Oh, that was the part that I wanted to play. That was why I had even brought that mess up, because he had, he keeps. These conversations is going on in the church house here as of late has been real weird. But it's like been real weird. But it's like, how dare you get up and do all this gloating and you have this arrogance about yourself and you call it godliness. But we don't see your life being played out living godly in any sort of mean, honey. I think that's what a lot of people are mad and upset about, if we be totally honest. But hold on.
People get mad. People get upset with you. I'm planted by the rivers of water. That was the offense. That was the offense, y'all. Grace does not measure pedigree. Grace don't care nothing about your lineage. Grace ain't look. See, I keep telling you with orange hair. But God will step over the person who you think he ought to use and will go use somebody with orange hair, tattoos all over, piercings all over their body, to show them I use who I want to use when I get ready to use them. Tell your neighbor you don't run nothing. Ow. That offends people. Look at you, you are. That's what the Bible said. But no matter what he does, people still support him. We are commanded to pray for him. That's what the Bible says. It offends people. We are commanded. Look at you, you are. But no matter what he does.
So that last part, it was hard for me to get to the point that I was trying to get to, but the last part that I was playing there, he was talking about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is the second or third time you done aligned yourself and compared yourself with Trump, Brian Carn.
He not a Trump supporter. Let me back up.
He ain't a Trump denier either. And we got our eyes on you, all four.
I was just about to say, listen here, because I don't want to hear that. And don't you say nothing in this chat. I am not a Carnite. I am not necessarily a Carn supporter. Let's be clear. That's all. So I don't want y'all coming for me. But I'm saying I have heard him speak against some of the things that Trump is doing for sure. I haven't heard him support Trump. But then he did say this. And so there is that. But I'm just being honest, okay? But let me also say he tried to get a pardon, St. James.
Yeah, but the pardon was you one of the examples because they coming after you niggas. Trump showing y'all a pardon, all right. He's showing you a pardon to the prison line.
Listen. There's a few things at play here. Let me say this.
Okay.
When you're dealing with the Black church and you're dealing with a church that is personality driven, there's a few things that are at play. And I'm going to say this, and this is no shade to Carn. Manipulation is definitely involved. There said that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you're told to honor the man of God. I'm the set man of God. God brought me in your life to help you get to the next level. All these things are often said from the pulpit. And as a result of that, and it's like, if you get out of line, if you get out of order, you'll be back, or, you won't make it very far. Like, that's said, but not said exactly like that. So we have that in the equation, coupled with a few ladies in waiting. I'm sorry.
You said what now? A few
ladies in waiting.
Would you expound on that?
I'm gonna stand by my man.
Oh, my man.
And I'm gonna stick beside him for some of them, not all of them.
Let's go back real quick, because I had saw something from this one young lady. I think her name is Brandy, the millennial manager. Maybe I need to write her and see if she'll come on the show one day. But okay. She's real popular on Instagram, and she was talking about matter of fact, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Hold on, y'all. Mm-hmm. I just be seeing stuff all day, and I'll be like, let me and then when we start talking about something you had said, I'll go and be like, let me bring that up real quick. So
But while you're looking for that, what do you think
mhm.
about what I said? Do you think that's true, or do you think that yes, can people freely leave? Absolutely. But when you, for some of them, are emotionally connected to your pastor as the voice of God in your life, are you quick to leave? No.
You are not a giver like faithfully, then you are not saved. And it's like, okay, I'm having a hard time understanding that, because he was saying, like, if you won't give your money to God, then you won't give your life to God. You won't, put yourself on the altar to be a living sacrifice, because the scripture that was used today was Romans 12:1-2, right? And for those who don't know, it's, I beseech thee therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present yourselves a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Okay? Meaning that you are supposed to not be of the world, and you are supposed to become new after you give yourself to Christ. But he was using that and then said, like, if you don't give like a cheerful giver or a faithful giver, then you are not saved. And I just like, because he was like, well, you can't have one part of it and then not take the other part. And it's just like, I wish the church was honest about why you need the money. Just say it. Stop saying that we're giving to the kingdom. We're not giving to the kingdom, because you don't need money in heaven, bitch. Like, there's no.
What the reason why I had brought that up is because somebody in she made that think piece right there based off of the comment, and you can't really see the comment, but the point that you were making, Courtney, a lot of what Brian Carn and what a lot of these Christians do, they do a lot of fear mongering. A lot of fear mongering. If you have any sort of, and it's all manipulation at the end of the day, and a lot of it's just straight up witchcraft, if we be honest. Even when it comes down to the money, a lot of stuff that goes on in the Black church is just straight up witchcraft and manipulation. I have to control you by putting fear into you. Instead, like the young lady just said, instead of you just saying, um, we need money to pay for this, that, and the third. And I've seen Black pastors do that. I'm not saying everybody's like that. But then you also have a lot of pastors that be like, well, if you don't give, you ain't gonna be blessed. If you don't give, you ain't gonna see tomorrow. If you disrespect me, if you get up here and you question me, now you're being disrespectful because you're asking me questions. You're trying to challenge me. Oh, now you're going to hell. Now you're not going to be blessed because you're asking questions. That's fear mongering. That's control. That's manipulation tactics. And it's not fair, especially when you giving out, not only giving your money, but also your time, your commitments, all your, doing everything for the church. You wasting your $4, $5 gas to go up there, run to the church 3-4 times a week. Yes. And then y'all talk at people like this. And that's not fair.
Mm-hmm. For the record, it's not all, right?
Not all.
But it happens in the Black church.
And it seems like it happens. We've been noticing and having more conversations online, about it a lot more because things come out online now that we're in 2026 with stream church or whatever you want to call it, the church atmosphere. So we see it all the time. But I do also want to say this. I know sometimes
I was going to get to that. Let me speak to this, because I was going to say that though. When they say giving to the kingdom, you are giving to your local church. Let's be clear. Just like the house you live in, you got to pay your bills. You have to pay your utilities. You got to pay your mortgage or your rent. whatever you do. So let's be honest here. When it comes down to the church, we do need to give to our local assembly. I mean, we can give to other places as well, and charities and all that good stuff. But if you are a part of a local body, you should be giving to your local church. That helps to further the ministry,
And
because
help further
ministry,
your community.
and help further your community, because
Mhm.
ministry costs. Is not cheap and is definitely not free. So
Yeah.
so we gotta be on. We gotta come on,
Yeah,
y'all.
because of the point I was gonna make was, I noticed that some vloggers get on YouTube, or people even just on Facebook, and y'all always trying to badmouth people, and be trying to badmouth the whole organization, the institution,
Mhm.
whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And Gago, let's talk about the order. Let's be clear. If some of y'all niggas had it, and more people were willing to give these cash apps, y'all ain't no different than a lot of these Brian Carns running around here. If we be totally honest.
Gag order.
Let's talk about the order. Make sure y'all hit like.
But yeah, so but back to God bless him. Just that's all I got for Carn. But just know that it's some manipulation dipped off in that thing. And then Mark said, I believe he doesn't fully see himself. He's been behaving like this for so long. His mirror is cracked and dirty. St. James said they will continue to not have it with that mode of thinking.
Because at the end of the day, the black church is no different than what we had when we were in Africa, when we got in the middle of those circles, in the middle, of our villages and things of that nature. It's no different than what's been going on since the beginning of humanity. Okay. People give things to those that they deem as spiritually, higher up in the hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's no difference there. So don't get up here and always, try to criticize people for freely giving out their money or whatever they choose to do. Let's not do that. The only thing I like to criticize is the manipulation tactics
That's
behind
the
it
part.
and the fear mongering. That's when
Yeah.
I start having an issue. Because don't get up here and tell me I'm gonna die if I leave out this service early. Because we done heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me no things like that.
That's the part. And that's the part that I take issue with as it pertains to the giving component. So I'm all for giving. We should be givers. We should be cheerful givers according to the scriptures. But like you said, I take issue with some of these prophets that, and you see it mostly with prophets, that they utilize to their gifts, and they have amassed a large amount of wealth off of the backs of the poor.
With either
The poor, the widows, and the single women.
Yeah.
So we have to be honest about that. And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna add on to your point. It's not only the fact of them using like fear mongering, saying that people are gonna die, they're gonna be broke. It's also y'all plant seeds of falsehood, telling people that these. Oh, I've seen Brian Carn with my own two black ass, 4 ass eyes. I've seen him tell this little boy, I'm 5'7". That nigga was shorter than me. He probably 5'6". You told that little boy he was gonna be in the NBA playing basketball. You told this lady at my church back in 2008 or 2009. You told that lady that, and I've said this before online. You told that lady that she was going to be a millionaire. She was going to have businesses with her husband. That woman was dead by 2012. y'all, it's too much of that bull crap going on. And Brian has been dead to the bed wrong for years. And there's a lot of stuff I can come out here and roast and gag Brian Carn on. While the girls running down there to Jacksonville, Florida, thinking they doing a big one, girl, we been knowing who this nigga was, and we been knew he wasn't shit. Let's be clear. Anyways, let me stop before I get myself in trouble. But I just want people to know, like, y'all ain't the only one who know Brian Carn. You've been knowing him a long time, and he ain't been shit for a long time.
The Lord has made. I pray that every person that stands here will be a strong encouragement and a reminder to this family. God is still on the throne. He is still real. It's not for us to always understand. It's just for us to know that God is God. Sometimes God does things, he makes choices so that he can get us to just pay a deeper, closer attention to him. Thank God for innocence lying before us. There are not a lot of people. There are some people who are housed in these boxes, and sometimes it's questionable. We don't know where they're going. But I've got a feeling. I said, I've got a feeling now. I said, I got a feeling about all 8. Can somebody thank God for purity and innocence? The things that God let them not have to encounter. The stuff we're having to go through as adults. Thank God for the victory right here. Hallelujah. Just give me a minute without that music. I need some real worshipers.
So I was on Threads over the weekend. I saw this. The people on Threads, they can be a little anti-religious over there on Threads, honey, sometimes. And sometimes I be, hanging out in why do they keep calling Kim child? I think they was calling that wig, but anyways, hey wig, bye wig.
Bye.
But no, a lot of the people on Threads, they be a little anti-religious sometimes. I don't be knowing how to take it because when you see Kim Burrell, you automatically your ears be like, oh Lord, what she done did this time. And I went and watched the video. They sent it to me, and I see what the people were saying. They said that they felt like I guess it was 8 children that had got unalived and all of that in Louisiana and things. Yes. And Kim was one of the guest soloists or whatever at the funeral.
Londa, I was just about to say that. Just sing and nothing else.
So y'all feel like the people on Threads. That's how y'all feel. That it was very, very offensive that she got up and said that.
It wasn't very offensive. It was just too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. I saw that's what the people were just like, it came off like, nonchalant, like it was just some regular, 80-year-old pastor that's been, having strokes for the last 10 years. The people was just saying like, that it came off like you didn't read the room, Kim. And I get it.
Never read.
Who keep calling that wig down there? No, but seriously, the conversation I just want to have real quick. We're not gonna stay here all night, but conversation I want to have real quick is a lot of times to me, and I've experienced this in my own life, I feel like Christians have a false sense of, especially Black Christians, have this false positivity thing going on where it's like we take all negative situations, but God said, but God, you gotta pray. Let's pray. Forget grieving, honey. Quick, don't even think about going to the counselor and deal with the depression. Pray. It'll solve all your answers. The God didn't give you no other tools and resources. Oh Lord, thank you, St. James. I forgot all about the doggone membership.
All right.
I got membership, sure. I forgot all about that. I'll come back on another time and talk about my memberships. But congratulations to everybody. And thank St. James for giving out these beautiful memberships. I'm gonna be posting over there about my personal tea and stuff again, And y'all make sure y'all go over to Courtney's channel. She has a new Patreon. I signed up. It's only what? How much is it, Courtney, girl?
$5.
Five.
A little 5 piece. A little 5.
So y'all make sure y'all go over there, my girl. Go over to her channels, hit subscribe, and
Thank you. I
also,
didn't know you had a membership. I'm gonna have to join.
yeah, girl, I forgot I had a membership. I had set it up one day and then just forgot to even post anything or do anything. But I'm gonna post some mess up in there or whatever. But yeah, Courtney, back to Kim Burrell. I want to know how you feel about that, or what I just said about that false positivity and carrying on.
So the false positivity thing is really tricky because we are supposed to have hope, right? And so there is language for that. And I think that's what she was doing, giving language to that hope. Hey, J. Rochelle. But
not the time nor the place.
Just saying, sometimes you're never, and this is what I wrestle with people close to me that have lost a loved one. I try to limit what I say because I don't think that there's anything right that you can say. Your words, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. I just feel like your words are not going to bring that person back. It's not going to heal the pain. Only God can do that. And so I try to limit what I say and I try to do more. So I try to let my actions be a little more than my words. So I'll send you some chicken and some pound cake, or that's typical Black people stuff. Or I'll send you a fruit basket, or I'll try to do so that my words, because sometimes we can be offensive trying to sound, trying to give words of encouragement, and we can wind up being offensive.
Yeah.
Like, don't cry for them. They're in a better place. There's no more pain. There's no more suffering. We get all of that. But this person that I've created a bond with in this earth realm is not coming back to this earth realm until Jesus cracks the sky, if you believe that.
And then she has said, a lot of times that religiosity or whatever you call it, that made her say some insensitive comments, because what do you mean they're not going to have to deal with the suffering of being an adult? Like,
and she meant well.
And she, her drunk ass meant well. Gag order.
I promise you, I know she meant well.
She meant well, but the thing is, but when you hear them, when she says, "Oh, they're not gonna have to go through the things as an adult," and it's like, honey, you don't know if these kids would have, any one of them would have, changed the world. They could have been the president of the United States of America. They could have been the next MLK. They could have been the next Malcolm X. Anything, but you have to be so religious and so caught up in the things that you do. And I feel like a lot of times we do give Kim Burrell a hard time. Like, people be like on Kim Burrell head, like every time she goes somewhere. Let me see what this heifer got to say, because I don't like her. And I tend to like to give Kim some level of grace. Unlike Brian Carn, no grace.
No grace.
But in this case, Kim, you could have just sat your ass up there and took your wig and sung your song.
We have to practice doing more than what we say. We should try that. The book of James talk about study to be quiet.
Oh, yeah. So
if we say less, we would do more. But your heart,
come on, prophet.
Don't do that. But your heart oftentimes speaks for you when you don't do anything and you say a bunch of nothing.
Mm-hmm. Because that was a bunch of nothing.
It was a bunch of nothing.
That was a bunch of nothing message for sure.
That song that she sung without having word, without having that sermon beforehand, would have probably done way more than what that little speech could have ever done for anybody.
And it did.
So that's what I'm attempting to practice to do in my life, is to do more and say less. How I make you feel after you've experienced me will remain with you far more than anything that I've said. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
Your experience with me will last longer than my words.
Yeah. Like a wig that's tossed and driven.
Civil rights law that has been on the books for 60 plus years. It is a law that Dr. King, John Lewis, Fannie Lou Hamer, Viola Luiso, and so many others marched and spilled blood for. It is a colossal step backwards for the vibrant multiracial democracy that so many fought so hard to build in our country. If you want to understand why the Supreme Court just did this, you have to look at what politicians are doing. Because ultimately, this is an effort by politicians to decide who their voters are, as opposed to having the voters choose who their politicians are. So let me break it down. During Jim Crow segregation, politicians would draw maps to shut out black voters, to diminish the power of their vote and their voice. And one way was to take a large group of black voters and split them into multiple districts so that they were always a minority and their votes never really mattered. That's called cracking. Another way was to take a large group of black voters, large enough to be majorities in 2 districts, and put them all into 1 district. That's called packing. And through tactics like packing and cracking, creatively drawing the lines, craven politicians who sought to maintain Jim Crow were able to successfully strip black voters of their political power even when they show up. They were able to
Yeah, so as we all know, since the last time we've been on, there's been a lot of things going on in not only the Supreme Court, but also different courts throughout the country, also state Supreme Courts and things of that nature. And when it comes down to trying to overtake the 2026 midterms, that's what's really going on. We've been focusing all year about 2026 midterms. We thought, that it was going to be a sure enough win. We knew that they were going to put up their best fight to do things to manipulate the system and trick. But again, we thought that we were a little bit more clear and assured for a more blue victory or more liberal victory in November. So, while all of this has been going on, the most major thing that has been going on is this travesty that happened down in Tennessee, where they took the Memphis stronghold for the congressional district there in Tennessee. They took one of the seats to try to flip it. And, if you know anything about Tennessee, I know a little bit about Tennessee. All these areas down here. Well, if the first map is the map that was current, that was before last week or whatever. But when Republicans get in office and they do the things that they do, we're going to now have the map that's down at the bottom that was proposed, and I was, probably going to pass or whatnot. I'm not 100% sure what's happening. So pretty much all of Tennessee, even though Tennessee has a very huge black population, pretty much everything is going to go away. So, Courtney, I know you had said that you really wanted to speak on this. I just want to hear your thoughts on everything that's been going on with the Supreme Court and this gerrymandering and everything that's been going on.
When I tell you, I am just shocked and appalled that we are where my grandparents were as it pertains to these things. Louisiana, wow. Okay. And what just happened? By the way, Warnock, that's my guy. Anyways, so at this point, what can we do? Are we able to sue?
Well, when it comes down to that law that was just passed, or the interpretation of the law, because that's ultimately what a lot of law or a lot of cases that come up to the Supreme Court, it comes up to interpretation. And so this is why it's important to vote every single time that you can, even though we don't directly vote anyone onto the Supreme Court. The House of Representatives and the Senate are the people who make those decisions. And if you sit around every time you look up and you're, vote, you're letting, anything just happen, you get this 6-3 Republican majority in the Supreme Court. This has been a long haul, but they are able to get things done that attack the rights of Black people. And I feel like we as Black people, especially Black millennials, we don't take anything serious until we go outside and the gas prices are $5 a gallon, and then Spirit Airlines is closed because the president or, nobody in Congress is willing to save it. We're, and this has been a problem in the Black community for a long time. We're not proactive. We're reactive.
That part.
We're very reactive. Now, Clarence Thomas and his black ass. Oh, that man get on my damn nerve. He's the second longest serving Supreme Court justice, I believe, after Thurgood Marshall, who was an upstanding citizen. I love Thurgood Marshall. I wrote all my Black history things on Thurgood Marshall in elementary school. But Clarence Thomas coon ass says the Voting Rights Act was not meant to give Black voters entitlements. Basically saying, I'm on the side of, and he's always been like that, I'm on the side of Republicans. I think actually that he might be the most conservative or most bigoted at this point, Supreme Court justice. So, but yeah, back to your point, Courtney, there's really, other than us strategizing on the ground, there's really nothing that we can do in regards to having things overturned and things change. I mean, we can hope and pray that, white people choose, en masse to vote for Democrats. If they knew what was best for them, they would, but we can't trust them. And depending on them.
But we can't even trust the voting system anymore.
No, you cannot.
We can't even trust that.
So yeah, again.
But let's be clear. I'm not saying not to vote.
No,
we gotta get out here and vote. And that's what Mark said. We need to overwhelm the system at the ballot box. We have the numbers. That's the plan. That's what we need to do. Because the thing about it is that they're trying every which way to take away our rights to be able to vote.
Mark has said the Supreme Court is the final auditors of the law. Yeah, but sometimes cases can come back to the Supreme Court again if it's challenged, if it's appeals done and things of that nature. So Yeah, so Shardy had a personal experience with him, so I was like, yeah, he a trip. But but then we also had to have the conversation about what are we going to do as Black people? Because, well, first of all, let's start here,
It's revolution time. Let's start there.
boots. But first of all, this is our last chance. 20 2026 midterms. This is your last chance. If you want any sense of normalcy, if you want any sense of what you have grown up with, this is your last chance. I'm not gonna.
I feel as though not only do we need to stand up, protest, march, all that's cute, but we have to start getting in these leadership positions as young people. Millennials have to start running for these offices. We have to get in the Senate. We have to get in the House. We have to get in there one way or another. We have to start including ourselves in this process before
and
we lose it all.
and it can't just be any anybody to just jump up there, and it can't be just the politically correct people. Girls, I like, that's my word. Girls. It can't be the politically correct. I went to an Ivy League school, and I did 4 years of political
But hold
whatever.
on, I'm gonna push back on that. There's nothing wrong with that either, because if we have to use that to get in, then so be it. I want your average I want your woman that didn't come from an Ivy League school. I want you in there too. But we also need you from the Ivy League school as well. We need whosoever will let them come.
And I'm not dissing the Ivy League girls, but it's gonna, whoever is going to jump up and be a leader, you got to have a personality. And a lot of time these, the people that go to these prestige,
because y'all did Jasmine that way, and she has personality, and y'all don't call her. She got a sister girl, and she rolling her eye, she rolling her neck too much, and she has personality, and y'all didn't want that. So what is it? I don't know, whatever it is y'all want, but we got to start rallying around it now. And we even need to start rallying around those who are white that stand with us, that are in position.
Well, it's too many of, y'all sister girls, to be exact. It's too many of your sister girls. Y'all always run around here every time the white people try to come to the cookout, which I be with y'all on that one. I be with y'all. I'm like, ain't no play. Ain't no play. Put it back. Actually. But every time white people do come around, so that conversation can go both ways. All I'm saying is, and then Jasmine Crockett, she is an Ivy League school girl, or whatever she had going on. And
but y'all was hating on her though.
I wasn't necessarily hating on her. It, me being critical, because don't start that manipulation stuff that I was just telling Brian Carn off about gag order. Just because I'm critical of you and I see that you can have an area of improvement, don't mean I'm hating on you. I love you down, boo. Especially if you're a Black woman, you ain't like Candace Gag Order Owens.
But I'm saying we don't have time for that though. The revolution will not be televised; it will be streamed. It's time.
Period.
For us to rise up and to do something about it. We can't talk about it anymore. We can't march about it anymore. It's not enough. It's time of us to get in these elected seats, and you can start at the local level.
Yes, you can. But I'm just saying. My point is, Courtney, I'm gonna get you. My point is the everyday Joe Smo, that was the politician. But my point is, the everyday Joe Smo that was a politician back in the 60s and the 50s, they've been shut out by these, either it's a not just, you have your atypical law degree person, whatever, political science person, and that's what they wanted to do all their lives, but they had no personality. Or you got these corporate greed MFs.
But it's not even about. But you know what though? To hell with all of that. To hell with having.
I'm just saying, Courtney, we just need people that are relatable to get people to get back up. And
no, we need people that care about this. About people. Let's start there. We need people that care about this nation. We need people that's going to rise up, that's going to roll up their sleeves, and that's going to actually put up the fight. Come hell or high water, we need to take this nation back.
It ain't gonna be the Ivy League girls,
and the power will always belong to the people. So I don't care if you are a homemaker, you need to stand up, get in these political positions so that we can fight. And now the fight may require your life. That's how serious this is. It's time to fight. I don't care about your personality. I don't care if you show up at the rap concerts or whatever the case may be. We're in an all-out war, baby. It's time. The time is over with. Who is going to be willing to put their life on the line for the people?
And it ain't gonna be
our power back.
It ain't gonna be the Ivy League girls. It ain't gonna be the Ivy League girls. Let me tell you that right there, because they always sit around here. And I'm dead serious. Y'all be too busy sitting over here crying and twiddling your thumbs all the time on Twitter talking shit. But bitch, the fucking gas out here, $5. People don't know how they gonna go to fucking work every day. Excuse my language, but I'm just saying it's like, and I'm hype as Courtney right now. I'm like, look, no, y'all be sitting around here and y'all always want to, I'm tired of the business as usual. We all are tired of the business as usual.
And you better trust, believe, and know that I'm not talking something that I'm not willing to do, but right. I can't announce anything yet. But you best believe and know that, you know what? And I will just share this little bit with you. As a result of this show, Millennial Mondays, it has really put a battery in my back. And I'll say that.
We're doing the work of the Lord over here at Millennial Mondays. But no, I was supposed to myself also. We had conversations in the background. I didn't get the chance to do what I was supposed to do because I was just busy in life and all that. So, but God willing, 2028, I definitely will be running for some sort of office.
We have to be strategic.
Yes.
We have to be ready to fight, but we also have to be strategic in our fight. What are we going to do? Because they are being strategic against taking away our rights. What are we going to do about it? It's no longer enough. It's important to vote, but it's not enough. We have to become a part of the system. And how do we do that? We can start at the local level, but we have to start getting involved now. It's not enough for us to vote, just vote.
We have to be involved, but we also, again, we have to start learning how to be proactive if we are able to get out of this. A lot of economists and things of that nature, they're talking about this K-shaped economy that's going to happen, where it's going to be the haves and the have-nots, and we've already started to see this go on. And don't think for one moment that these $5 gas prices, they're probably not going to come back down. They're probably never going to come back down. They want you to be a slave to the system. They want you to be a slave to the system. They don't want you to have anything. They want you to be renting for the rest of your life. They want you to get all of your anything that you own taken away by taxes. That's what this system wants. Whether you white or black, because I don't think white people are really understanding what's going on.
They're not absolved of it.
Yeah, no. I don't think they.
This is affecting everybody.
Everybody.
And that's why I also think, and I'm going to say this strong, and I could be wrong. Per usual, I've been loud and wrong. But I think there are white people that are starting to wake up. And I think we're not going to be in a blue-red society anymore, or a Republican Democratic society anymore. There's going to rise another party that will have mixed views. It'll be a little bit conservative and it'll be a little Democrat, but it'll bring you back into the mind frame of the 80s just so that we can get the job done. And that's what I see for us.
So we got a lot of work to do, because it's just not about the voting. I think that conversation is a little tied and through. I think we need more podcasts of this nature going on, and it is some it's some young folk doing a big one. But we need more conversation going on. We need more grassroots. We need more plan and strategy. We no more of this looking down on each other, calling each other broke. That's tied and through, because how if you going around here calling everybody bro, but you sitting up here on YouTube all day and carrying on, collecting cash apps, girl. Where you think your money gonna come from? Like, I don't know, but seriously, like, the economy is more interconnected than we want to admit. So if, let's first say, GM closes today, just like Spirit Airlines closed last week. Say GM closes today, or all three of the manufacturers, the auto manufacturers.
Didn't Spirit close without warning to the people?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, it had went out in and out, but it pretty much was without warning. It was like they sent the email. They kind of knew a little bit that it might happen, but it was without warning. So that same thing it may happen to anybody. If the big three shuts down the whole state of, even my job is going to be, because I deal with them every single day. So, this economy is more interconnected than we want to admit. Nobody is safe. Unless you are in the top 1%, I'm talking Rothschild, JP Chase and Morgan. Unless you're in that category, you're not safe either. If you're not a Rockefeller, you're not safe. Let's be clear. So, we got a lot of work to do, like we've been saying tonight. Courtney, I thank you for coming up. As always, we had so much fun here on Millennial Mondays. We will be back next week. Any final words before we get out this dance?
Yes. First of all, thank you as always for having me. It's such a pleasure to be on this platform and to do Millennial Mondays with you. Y'all, we must consider. Now, everybody is not going to run for an office, okay?
Yeah.
Let's be clear. Everybody's not going to, but there is a way. What can we do to be a part of the revolution? Because it is here and it is now. The government and this nation as we know it is no longer the same, and it's not going back to being the same. Mm-hmm. So we have to strategize, and we have to figure out in our own personal lives first, how am I going to be a part of the revolution? Mm-hmm. And then not only that, what can I do in my personal life that will lend to it? Mm-hmm. Be it financially supporting a part of, not a party, but a person that's in your local government that is going to represent for your greatest good, mm-hmm. or for the good of the people, mm-hmm. right? So that's one way of looking at that. And then lastly, going back to what we spoke about earlier, let's be intentional about the experience that we give people that cross our path in our life. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's a stranger. I don't care who it is. Always remember, the experience that a person has had with you will last longer than your words.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And people remember everything. Join our organization. That's a good point also, Mark. Yes. Join community. Community is what it's all about at the end of the day. We're not going to be able to do anything alone. Let's be clear. It's going to take community efforts, grassroots, town hall meetings, even, when we get back to doing stuff like that. And we're going to have to participate. We're the new adults, honey. It's not our grandparents no more. So y'all make sure y'all go over there to Courtney page and y'all go support her. Y'all go over to my Instagram. Y'all support me. If this your first time here, make sure you hit like, share, and subscribe. We is on we on our way out, but y'all think about this. Usually we end on a joke, but this Jesus. We still in the vestibule? We still in the vestibule?
Yes.
Yeah, we still in the vestibule. Y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all so much for watching.